The RV Show USA is brought to you by Flagstaff, building better RVs, making smarter RVers.
There's a party every week on his radio show where RVers always call in. They say, hey there, Wingman, tell me all that you can. We love to hear you on the radio again.
And welcome back, everybody. You know, if you spend much time on social media poking around about RVs, you will no doubt run into some real horror stories from folks who have been totally disillusioned, and many of them rightfully so. But there are RV manufacturers out there that are not a bunch of greedy you-know-whats. There are some really good RV manufacturers out there. I used to think that there weren't. But I found out that there are people in the industry who really do care. They care about not just building a quality product, but taking care of their customers after the sale. A lady who's right in the thick of it when it comes to customer relations is on the RV Show USA guest line, Melissa Hoover, who works for Rockwood Flagstaff. Melissa, you know, with so many new RV buyers today that literally don't know much at all about RVs, what do you think they need to know about whatever RV they end up buying and the dealer they end up buying from? What are they going to learn after they get their RV?
Oh, there's a lot of knowledge to learn about those RVs before you pull them off the dealer lot. So I think it starts with a lot of research online, looking at all the models that might suit your needs and suit your wants for how you're going to use this thing. I think it's important to research your dealerships as well. We have so many good dealerships out there, but sometimes it can be hard to get in touch with your dealers. So it's very important to build a relationship with dealerships before you decide to make that purchase. I would say that it is important to get on owners groups on Facebook. These groups are incredible. They talk about their product. They talk about their experience with their RVs. They also help each other when they do have problems or if they're unsure of how things function and how to get things to work. Those groups are amazing. I follow them myself, and I don't even have an RV. It's just really encouraging to see people out there helping each other. So just getting that product knowledge of what is inside of that unit and how it's built, how to maintain it, how to take care of it so that it lasts you as long as you wanted it to last.
You know, one of the things that I see is that, the reality is nobody builds the perfect RV. There has not yet, and there never will be the perfect RV that is built. But there's also not the perfect RV customer. When somebody thinks everything ought to work every single time, and it seems like even a small number of people, it may only be 2%, 1, 2, 3% of the people, they will just go on these online rants and they scare the devil out of people. And it's sad. That's why these educational segments, I think, are so important, that people can understand there are people in the industry that care. There are dealers that care about not just making the sale, but making you a happy RVer for life.
Yeah, exactly. I got to travel out to a dealership in New York, and I got to see how they make the sale to a customer. I acted as if I was the customer, and they had their own personal DVDs that they had created for each unit to teach the buyer how to use it and just to offer them. They even had some peaceful music that could play. So when someone's out at their campfire, they can turn on this, music melody. So things like that I would look for in a dealership when I'm purchasing, and it's really cool to see.
What are the most, frequently asked questions or problems maybe that you receive there at Rockwood Flagstaff? If somebody calls in, is there anything like, half the calls are about the suspension or the roof or the whatever? Is there any of that, or is it just kind of all over the place? I know you don't get a whole lot of them because you build a pretty good unit, but yeah. Seriously, what is there any like 2 or 3 that you hear more often than others?
So I think the one that speaks the loudest are the China bomb tires. I think that is not the one we hear a lot of, but when it happens, it is loud. So, and I think the reason why is because it's a scary issue to run into. Also, when a tire blows, it causes a lot of damage to the unit. So statistically, looking back at our warranty claims, at the issues that have been reported, these tires, we haven't seen enough cases of blowouts, we'll say, or issues with those tires to say that they are bad tires. But we've heard the customers. And the perception that these tires are going to blow out when they leave the lot was enough for us to make a change. So recently we switched our tires that we were using over to Goodyear tires on many of our Rockwood and Flagstaff units. So that's a big one. That's a really big one. Probably the biggest one that I can think of is the tires, you know.
But you know what, Melissa? I've had a tire expert, a retired tire engineer who used to, for 40 years, he did autopsies literally on tires. Why did they fail? And he says the stuff in general about China bombs is not true. He says that many of the China bomb stories are because people have their tires underinflated, they haven't checked the pressure, their RV is overweight, the tires are too old. He says but few people want to accept that responsibility, and they all want to blame it on the tire. He says sometimes that's true, but more often than not, it's, as I call it, a self-inflicted wound.
Right. No, that's exactly true. And I have read so many online posts and discussions about these tires. People asking, when I buy this unit, how quickly should I change the tires? And so many people say, we've had them for 7 years, they're good. We've had them for 3 years, they're good. But then there are people that say, switched them as soon as I took it off the lot because of what they've seen. So because of that, you know, I mean, when we go to buy something new, what do you look for? You look for the bad reviews right away. You want to know what could go wrong. So for people to see that, we know we have to make a change, not necessarily because the product is bad, but because people believe the product is bad, and that's enough for us.
And you see a picture on Facebook of some, a tire that blew up, whether it's legit or not. I mean, it's a legitimate picture, but you see the devastation, and the tire goes up and destroys the wheel well of the thing, and it's thousands of dollars in damage, and it is horrific looking. But what you don't know is, did that person bump into a curb? I mean, you don't really know the whole story. All you do is see the picture, and you kind of cringe at it.
Exactly, and it is horrifying. I mean, this is kind of how I do my training with people here. I would say, if you're looking up a new vehicle and you see that the transmission goes out at 125,000, I mean, that's the known thing on these cars. I can't say for certain that these cars go out 125,000 miles, but what I can say is that people all believe it now. So I would never purchase that car with a bad transmission, not even if it's not a bad transmission. You know, it's that negativity speaks so loud. And then the problems that come up, what if it is a bad transmission? That would be so costly for the owner, just like a tire blowout ends up being awful and could ruin a full summer. So, yeah, I mean, the customer perception is really important, and making changes because of that is also really important.
You love your job, don't you?
I'm telling you, I have never been so thankful for this position, and the reason why is because we've made so many changes. I've seen this company grow so much, our division specifically, so much in the past year alone, just switching our perception, our perspective to customers, trying to make our internal employees so happy that they don't care about their 40-hour week anymore, but they care about the success of the job during the day while they're here. And I thrive on that. You know, it makes my heart just pump.
Well, Millersburg, Indiana is, when they say it's just a little dot on a map, it really is a dot. It's not in Elkhart. You're out a ways from Elkhart. So you really are out in the country into I don't know. It's like life used to be out in the country a long time ago, but it's still like that today. The people that I've met there in the plant are just really solid folks, and they seem to love their job, and everybody's busy, and I enjoy my tours there.
Oh, it's amazing. It's one of my favorite places around. There's not a bad bone around that I just love. Everybody here is so positive. I mean, we encourage customers to come through during the frog rally, during open house, to come and take a tour of the plant, because these guys and gals out here are incredible. The customer service people in the offices, it's incredible. I look forward to coming to work every day. I don't know if many people can say that, but I do, because all we want to do is just give some love to our customers out there, and we build these products with them in mind. What we're doing is creating experiences for our customers. You know, this isn't just an RV unit. It's a vacation home for families. It's a place for people
You
to
are
travel
amazing.
the world.
I guarantee you are such an asset for a great company already. You're an asset for this show. I love having you on here. Listen, we got to jump for a hard break. We're going to get you back next time. We're going to talk about RV warranties, okay?
Great, Alan. Thank you so much.
All right, good deal. My friends at Rockwood Flagstaff, of course, would love for you to buy one of their products. They would, but more importantly, they want you to be a happy RV owner for life. I'll be right back.